Hello and welcome to the Remedy Fibers podcast, a podcast about knitting and crochet hosted by me, Jillian. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returner, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I have such a great episode where I'm taking you to two yarn shops located in San Francisco, California. We'll talk about how fun my work in progress is and so much yarn that I can't wait to cast on. So if you're interested, stay tuned. But if you're new here, I live in Northern California with my husband and dog Benny. I love everything yarn related and I hope you stay for my yarn journey. So I had such a great time at San Francisco. There were so many pros to using public transportation versus driving. I just loved my experience. The first time that I went, I actually never wanted to go back to that place, and it was because we got a huge parking ticket. We were there for a short amount of time, and if you're not from San Francisco, it's really hard to navigate those streets. They drive really fast. There's lots of hills. It's really hard to park. I think I forgot how to parallel park, and the first time just did not do the place justice. It did not do the city any justice. So when we went, we took a Flixbus. It's kind of like Greyhound over here. I know it's more popular in Europe. We took a Flixbus down to San Francisco and it was only like an hour and a half. It was very fast, no traffic. So we got to our hotel. It was such a cute little French hotel. They had morning croissants. We were right next to all of the cable cars and right close to Union Square in that Nob Hill area. I did lots of research on the hotel. I felt safe. It was cute artwork all over the place and the yarn stores were immaculate. It was so, I want to go right now. I want to go back. I want to get more yarn, even though I don't got no business spending more money. So on the first day, we went to the Golden Gate Bridge, a very historic bridge, and it was so gorgeous. We took some pictures, and surprisingly, the weather was really nice for my birthday weekend. And then we walked a little bit around Chinatown since it was close to the hotel as well. However, believe it or not, Chinatown does close early. I think they start closing up around 5 or 6, and the latest you can find something to eat sometimes maybe 7. So we did find a place to eat in Chinatown that was so good, so good. So the next day we took a boat ride to the historic Alcatraz Island. It's a very remote island, right, I think a mile away from San Francisco, and this is where some of the most notorious dangerous criminals were placed. And because of prison reform and justice, they have since shut the prison down, but now it is a more of a historical site, and the whole place was just very eerie. I ended up watching some documentaries about Alcatraz yesterday, and I even watched Ghost Hunters in Alcatraz, and I said if I would have knew what I knew now, I don't think I would have went. It was good. It was a historical thing to visit. I wouldn't discourage anybody from not visiting it, but it was just very eerie. It's a prison. They have some of the cell doors open. They have solitary confinement doors open, and it just gave you like this. I don't know how to explain it, but the best part of the tour was it was a self-guided tour with headphones and someone talking you through everything that you're seeing. But the best part was the very end when they had statistics about mass incarceration in the United States, how the prison system works in the US and how it disproportionately affects Black and brown people, and just really raw facts that really speak the truth about the prison system in the United States, which is something I feel very passionate about, but also is very disheartening and upsetting at the same time. So after that, we took a cable car. We was able to go to an art museum. It was just so much fun, just kind of being in a city again. The public transportation was 10 out of 10. It's so easy to get on, get off. I loved it. But just wait, I'm about to show the yarn clips in just a little bit. But on Friday, my actual birthday, I was able to go to two yarn shops. One was ImagiKnit and the second one was FireBird Yarns. So let me cut the talking. I'll show you the clips that I took over the past few days, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the yarn shops afterwards. enjoyed the video clips that I took along these past few days, especially the yarn shop parts. But let's get into the yarn shopping part because that's what you're actually here for. So the first shop that we visited was ImagiKnit, located in San Francisco. It opened around 2002, and the owner Allison originally started her career in healthcare, but after rediscovering her love for knitting and selling patterns, she decided to open her own yarn shop. They have a really expansive and thorough online shop, so if you want to go check out their stuff online, definitely do it. I actually made a purchase before ever visiting because they had the Lika interchangeable pink needle set and I needed it. So definitely sign up for their newsletter when they're having sales, when they're having new yarns, exclusives. They even had the owner of Madeline Taj come yesterday. Like, why don't I live closer to this yarn store? But the shop was so cute. They had a wool section, and then they had another room for summer fibers, as this is the store that I need because you know where I live is very hot. They also had so many samples, knitted garments. There was this cactus top that I need in my life. I didn't even know that it came out in 2020. It's like, where have I been? These staff were so friendly, so welcoming. One of them even helped me pick the yarn that I'm going to show you in just a little bit. But I want to go back. There was just so many cutesy things, so many like little candles and little stitch markers and little stickers. They had a ghost with Steph Curry jersey on because the Warriors is a big basketball team over there, and I was just like, why are there so many cutesy little things I just need that I just want them, you know? But I stayed reserved, and shout out to my husband for buying all the yarn that you're gonna see. Today's video is sponsored by my husband who bought all this yarn for me for my birthday. So this is the bag that I got at ImagiKnit, and let me show you what's inside. This is Léttlopi, and you know this yarn, y'all already know, from Iceland, and this is in the Galaxy colorway. I got 6 balls of this, and I've been keeping my eye out because I was actually gifted by Devin from Heritage Fibers this beautiful skein a few months ago. I'm so sorry, Devin, I haven't made anything with it, but it's been on hold, you know, for this special project. So Devin is the owner of Heritage Fiber, naturally and sustainably dyed. It feels so amazing, so soft, and believe it or not, this is natural dye, and the natural dye is from Logwood bark. And so Devin already knows that I love purple, and so I've been having this one skein, and I was like, do I get more of this so I can make something? Do I pair it with something else? So I decided to knit the coloring book Raglan by Aimee Sher, and this pattern came out in 2022, so I'm sure you've seen it by now. But I was looking for non-superwash, a little on the scratchy side, not so scratchy. And the Léttlopi called my name because this yarn, I've heard it all over the internet. It's very popular. Everyone says it's so itchy, but I don't care because I need this yarn in my life. So this black yarn has little flecks of teal, purple, a little bit of golds. And so this is going to be the main body color. And then this is going to be the contrast color. OMG, OMG, this is like a purple lover's dream. So cute. So I have enough skeins to make the cropped version, and this would be my contrast color, and it's worsted, so it's gonna work up really fast using size 7 and 8 needles. Hopefully I may gauge, but I can't wait to knit on this. Lastly, I just want to say that Léttlopi is very affordable. This was about, does it have the price? All in all, it was about like $40 for a sweater quantity of yarn from Iceland. Like, come on, that is a great price. I can't, these prices for yarn is going up, and I really do like an affordable yarn, especially a wool as well. So we ended up making it to FireBird Yarns, and that store had me at my lowest point. It was so good, it was so beautiful. Never have I seen such indie dyed gorgeousness. The store opened in 2018, and they specialize in indie dyed and hand dyed fibers. And I have not seen a store that specializes pretty much solely on indie dyed and hand dyed in a really long time. A lot of the local yarn shops near me have a little bit of hand dyed but more commercial based yarns, and this one just blew my mind. I wasn't prepared. I didn't do my research. I walked in and I was just like, ah. It was so nice. So the staff were so friendly and welcoming. I love a really great staff. They just kind of show you around, tell you what's in the store. I asked if they had any exclusive colorways, which they did, and they did not disappoint. And it was just so fun. I think I spent maybe 30-40 minutes in that store. I don't know how. It was a really long time. I started to sweat. I had to take my hand knits off because I was starting to sweat. It was just so gorgeous in there. So this is the really cute bag that I got from my purchases. But I love the logo. I love the phoenix look. And let me just show you what's inside here. So the first skein that I got, and trust me, I picked up a skein, I put it back. I took another one, put it back. I was going through so many different colors of love. But you know, I had to bring my purple baby girl home. This is from Machette shop, and I've heard of it a little bit, but I haven't really heard of it. So this is my first time experiencing Machette shop. I did not know they're from Pennsylvania. And this is the Blanca colorway. It's sock, 75% merino, 25% nylon. And I just couldn't leave it there. This color is gorgeous. Ooh. But I love the really deep purples with the teals, with the green. I was really in teal, purplish, green, dark mode. I don't know what came over me on my birthday, but I'm thinking of making a Jessie May top, probably one of those really stretchy ones, because I just was struggling to find out, do I want a sweater quantity of yarn from hand dyed? Did I just want to try 1 or 2 skeins just so I can get all of the yarn that I possibly can, just to kind of try it out. They had a sample in the store for the little ripple crop top by Jessie May, and I found this pattern, and now that I'm looking at it, I freaking clicked the kid size. So I was like, oh yeah, I got enough yarn to make a top. No, I don't. So to be determined what these skeins will be, because I definitely need more than 462 yards to make a ripple crop top. But it's okay, we'll figure that out. Maybe that's an excuse to go back. So this is the first skein that I got. Let me show you the second one. The second one is exclusive to the shop, can only be found at FireBird Yarns. So this is by Seismic Yarn, a San Francisco dyer, and it is of course hand dyed, and it is called Sugar Daddy. And this is the butter sock, 85% extra fine merino and 50% nylon, and it is very soft, very beautiful. I love this colorway, and now I'm kind of regretting not getting 2 or 3 of these, but it's okay. Maybe I can reach out to them. They do have an online shop, but it's a limited quantity versus what they actually have in the store. So I would recommend going in person, because it's not going to reflect the mass beautifulness that they have in the actual place. So I got these beautiful skeins at FireBird Yarns, and now I'm kicking myself for not getting more, but you know, maybe I will just make a plan to figure out how I will use these beautiful skeins. But as of right now, I'm planless with them. If you have any ideas, of course I can make a hat, of course I can make socks, especially that they're both on the sock base. But I really was hoping for a San Francisco top. I am gonna have one with this, but this can also be gifts, but I don't trust nobody. Giving them such gorgeousness. Next up, I have my work in progress, my Lovenote by Tincanknits, and this is coming out so pretty. It's a little bit of a tangled mess because I'm working from 2 balls of yarn, so 4 in total. So this is how it looks. When you last saw it, the neckline wasn't done, and I think I was just past the lace portion. So the neckline is done. It's said to bind off really loosely, and I thought I did, but it's a little bit tight, but I like how it fits, so I just kind of have to pull it over my head. And then I'm almost done with one sleeve. I just have to start the ribbing. I'm not listening to the pattern where it wants you to knit a certain amount and then bind off. I want it to be all the way to my wrist. So I'm knitting longer, and then I'm going to be doing 1 by 1 rib. And then I have this sleeve to work on. I'm not done with the body because the stockinette part was getting really boring. I said, let me work on a sleeve. That got boring. I said, let me work on a neckline. I went back to the sleeve, and then eventually probably start working on this sleeve because I get really impatient, and then I start casting off way too early, and then it's not wearable because it's too cropped, or the sleeve is too little, or the neck is too weird. So this sweater is really teaching me a lot about patience, but also that you don't have to follow the pattern how the designer is writing it out, you can switch to other sides. So after I did my body ribbing, I left the needles in there. I was able to get another US 10, start working on the neckline. The only thing is you're gonna have to have like more than one needle in the size in order to do that. So this is how it's looking. It's so pretty. I'm thinking about trying it on for you because I am ready to try it on. Actually, I don't think this is gonna work. I'm not gonna try it on because I told you the neckline, I have to pull it over my head, and I just did my hair. I don't want to mess with my hair. But I'm hoping to get this done within the next week. So hopefully by the next podcast, this will be done. But I just love it. It's so pretty. The colors are so gorgeous. The mohair is giving it such an elevated look of luxury. I was just watching Charity over at the Knit Girl Magic podcast. If you haven't checked her out, go subscribe. Go check out her channel. She just posted a video this past week. And she was talking about how she knit a sweater with mohair, wasn't really feeling it, was like a little on the scratchy side, wasn't gravitated towards it, and then rediscovered that she actually does love it, does like the look of it, kind of got used to the mohair feel. And when I was watching, I was like, I feel like that I would knit with mohair. I wasn't a fan. There was floof everywhere. I also think it depends on the quality of mohair. So my first mohair experience, I used Knit Picks mohair, and there was floof flying in my face and my nose and my mouth. And now I'm using Chelsea yarn, which is a hand-dyed, indie-dyed luxury, I think it's luxury mohair, and that's not happening to me. The mohair is staying where it needs to stay. Of course, there's like a little hair that goes somewhere, but it's mohair. But I'm just having such a better experience, and it doesn't feel as itchy. Maybe once I try it on, I will do the final itch test, but it feels very soft. Sometimes I'm just over here petting it because it just feels so luxury. I feel like I got this at a boutique, a designer or something. And the lace portion, I know it's not blocked yet, the lace portion, 10 out of 10. Gorgeous. So I'm having such a fun time knitting that it makes me want to invest in higher quality of yarn, higher quantity of yarn, so I can make fancy bougie sweaters just like this one. But that's all that I have for this week. I hope you enjoyed the content visiting San Francisco. Let me know down below if you've ever visited San Francisco or if you would like to in the future. There were several more yarn shops that I didn't get to visit, so I'll definitely be back so I can do more yarn shopping. And I'm just so excited to be this new age, knit a memory through these sweaters and through these yarns that I got for my special birthday. And thank you everyone who is subscribing, liking. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the new acquisitions. I hope that you and your family are happy, healthy, and safe, and talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.